I am Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, always joined by the illustrious Cigarden Panel with I am Jazz Garcelle and
Hey everybody, how's it going?
the God Ali Dawood L at BK Soul Farm. Make sure if you just joining us or if you back and you haven't, to like and share the video. Also subscribe to the channel and make sure that you look down in the description box and check out all the wonderful things to support the channel that the panel has to offer. Thank you. We hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. Jazz, how was your holiday?
It was good. It was good. Just, mostly relaxing and eating and relaxing. That's all. Enjoying family time. How about you? I know you're a chef, so
I had an
how
amazing
was
time on Thanksgiving. Amazing time. Yeah,
good.
definitely. Yeah, I enjoyed it a whole lot. Yeah.
Good to hear that.
Yep, the whole holiday, this whole time has just been pretty joyful, you know. But that particular day, yeah, it was a special day.
Peace, team.
Good. Good to hear it.
Peace, God. Talk to me. How's your holiday been?
Yeah, it was.
Holiday time.
It's been wonderful, man. Yo, I got to see my moms and my. That was awesome. Um, there's been a lot of love, man. A lot of good food. Farming, like going from the yard to the table, and then having mad people come through. That's kind of wonderful. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, what you say? Say that part again. With the what? The
So,
yard to the table.
yeah,
That,
because
The yard, not the yard to the table. I'm used to from the farm to the table. He said from the yard.
yeah,
Okay.
from the yard.
You doing it like that?
definitely right. I figure um you could look at it as gardening. Some people look at it as they just keeping certain pets away, but I look at it for what it is and what I'm trying to do and sustain myself and my family. So I'm actually farming. So like we actually have, pro life got it on. So yeah, it was good. But we
Yes,
talk.
indeed. We're gonna pick up tonight's show. We're gonna pick up from where we left off last show, and be and one of the main reasons is because the guy Ali Dabu El made a very uh important point when we were speaking offline, is that we kind of came to the conclusion and closed the show last time without you, Jazz. You know what I'm saying? And
Can't do
we,
that.
yeah,
Oh,
we,
no, because I leave early because I have to work in the morning. That's why I leave early. I can't leave
yeah,
I can't be
I
on
know,
past 10 o'clock.
I know, we know. To TMI, but your opinion matters. You know,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
absolutely. Yeah, your opinion matters. So I figured it was only right because you can't just discuss black culture in one conversation anyway. Um,
Oh, no.
and we did have some specific points, but we had a whole lot of things that we need to really peel back to kind of get, some more, I guess it's some more answers to why, to understand a little bit more like these things we going on. We know they're similar, that everybody has some of the same experiences. Um, and a lot of stuff is behavioral, right? It's learned behavior. Somebody taught us that, or we watching somebody else do it, so we imitate that or emulate it. Um, so with that, we had to open the floor back up to the conversation, because we definitely can't just. I don't know if you watched the end of the last show, Jazz, but we were like, it's black culture just based on that criteria. There isn't any. But one things that some of the things, like we didn't touch on everything. we picked and chose certain words that we wanted to focus on and certain focal points, and that's what we did. So now we're just going to take some more points and examine those, and get our insights on those things. So one of the starting off, one of the things that we were speaking of was people's ability to within the community, people's ability to say acknowledge that they got the idea from another person. What we see a lot of times is like, I know what I've seen in my own personal experiences.
You said say what? Say what? What are you talking about specifically? Say what?
People won't say anything. They'll say I would have got there anyway, right? They might say that I would have got there anyway. That's a mindset. Like, you didn't introduce it to, even if you hadn't come along and introduced the idea to me, I still might have got there anyway. Follow?
Yeah. It's a
Okay.
little, I think I know what you're saying. Like, just because someone introduced you to something, or someone may have introduced you to something, or they were going to, but you still figured it out on your own without their assistance or their knowledge. You found it out on your own.
No, you didn't. You wouldn't have. And that's what we're talking
Oh,
about. We're talking about valuing the people who do. There's a air within the Black community that, like, people have a hard time acknowledging that they got an idea from somebody, or the idea is the bigger thing, and it is the work that needs to be done to manifest that idea isn't the focal point. So it's two layered, but we peeling back that first part of it, to where just acknowledging, like, just being okay with saying, like, yeah, you taught me that, like, I learned that from you. And how a lot of people don't want. It's like, I would have learned that, I would have got it myself. I don't need to give you no credit. I don't even need to acknowledge the time that you took and shared with me, that you value me enough to even share that information and that knowledge with me. I don't even want to do that. I don't even want to humble myself enough to do that. I just want to say, you know what, I don't care that you told me, or that you showed me, or provide a learning opportunity, however it's presented. I'm not going to acknowledge you at all.
God, like,
right.
it almost seems like the mindset of the current society. I'm not going to say community, because we established that there is no community, and there's definitely no culture. Well, is what we decided last time, which we got to come back and actually decide tonight, right? Like, that kind of talk of not wanting to acknowledge the help that we got from somebody is almost as if, so what, the ancestors did anything. I'm I'm who I am because of my efforts alone. It's like what you were saying, guy. Like, I would have came to that idea on my own. So what? You sat me down. So what? You told me step by step. You told me your process and everything, and you told me if I did X, Y, and Z, it might work out, and it did. Is no shame in saying, yo, God, I got that from you. Thank you for that information.
Did you say God or did you say guy?
Oh, I said God. I refer to everybody as God.
Okay.
Yeah, I recognize the total potential in everybody. Well, especially myself, and to those that I'm talking to, I see my reflection. So, I elevate you to that status that I see myself. So I see you as all the possible potential that you hold, and I accept and acknowledge that.
In life
Oh,
and in the
interesting.
afterlife. Yeah, absolutely, God.
It's almost anti-community talk, and we got it. It's almost like a little thing. It's like, saying thank you for something, or how do we? I asked my children, like, should thank yous just be words only, or should they follow something, right? So if you like like, it's almost like that tip conversation I was having a while back, right? Like, is it, yeah, technically the tip came from medieval times, and aristocrats, making feel better, dropping off, coins, and then Americans went over there and say, oh, I like the way this makes me feel, and they started doing it, blah blah blah. I get that, but the overall idea is a thank you,
Is a thank you.
right? And that thank you can contain action, right?
Yeah, I
And
feel like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
okay,
you're saying that when someone says thank you, is that good enough, or should it be followed by an action of gratitude? Is that what you were trying to say?
that's what I'm asking. I'm not saying anything. Um,
Or
um,
okay, that's what you're
I don't
asking.
know the answer, right? I could be totally off, but I'm asking a question, right? Because right now it feels like more people feel taken advantage of by others. More people feel that other people are being inconsiderate. People ask for, um, it's almost like somebody, like you ask somebody for a ride somewhere, right? Gas, fluctuates in price.
Hmm.
You are the one that needs a service. The idea that you don't cover the gas to get to and from is kind of crazy, or that you don't even offer to cover gas. Like, the idea that you're not willing to pay your way, or you just expecting this to be done for you because they got a car, they got a good job, and they got a full tank of gas. So they got it, and they owe it to you. So, I think that's kind of crazy. I think that, you know, if we're taking something from somebody, if we're asking from something from somebody, which is, essentially taking something from them, right? We should be willing to, equivalent exchange, make everything fair, so that nobody gets their feelings hurt and nobody feels away, right? You're not in my house and not taking out the trash, and now I feel like, oh my God.
Right. Yeah. No, I see what you're saying, but it's why are you laughing?
because if you taking out the trash is your responsibility, you're supposed to be on it. You're not supposed to
Right, you're
have.
supposed to be doing it anyway. Like, come on, that's your thing. That's your
It's been
duty. Take out
assigned.
the
It's been
trash.
assigned.
Right.
It's been assigned.
That's
It's an
your
assignment.
responsibility. Take that trash out.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah. But so you're talking about yeah, no, I feel what you're saying, but basically uh it, it's more like individuals. I don't think that's really, I mean, I know we're talking about culture, Black culture or something, but since you're talking about the thank you situation, um, I think it's, I mean, obviously, just like anything else, it's individual. Like, some people were raised to have manners and some people weren't. Some people just are polite, nice people and say thank you, please, whatever. Some people don't. Some, some people were, some people believe that they should not only say thank you with their words, but, extend a thank you card or do something in return to someone else as even a bigger thank you. But it depends on the individual, I think. And I don't think one is, you know, more correct than the other, but it just goes based on the individual and also I think the situation. Um, yeah,
Give me an
sorry,
example of a
situation.
situation, Jazz, that you think that's a great comment. Give me an example of a situation that you would think a person doesn't deserve to be acknowledged if they just human to human, since we said we're not going to make it particularly about the Black community, we just talking about human to human. Really can't think of a situation. Can you think of a situation where a person
Where
doesn't deserve,
someone
yeah, like
a thank you
when they
or
offer you, when they've extended something, when they've helped you in any kind of way, like they've helped you in any kind of way.
oh, okay. Yeah. Um, wait, say that again.
Right. It don't exist. It don't exist. You're right. It don't exist. It don't exist where a person doesn't deserve some form of gratitude if they help you in any kind of way.
Right,
It
exactly.
it doesn't
Yeah, no,
exist.
that's true. That's why I was a little confused, I think, because if somebody does something, like someone, you know, the lady, in my apartment, you have to be buzzed in. The lady held the door open for me so I could come in and I didn't have to search my purse for my key. And I said, thank you, but I mean, it's just simple
And
things
that's
like
that's
that.
common that's common courtesy.
Right,
And
common courtesy.
right, that's common
Exactly.
courtesy. And I think we do that enough. I think socially people do the common courtesy enough. The part we trying to figure out is why within our social structure
Mm-hmm.
we don't have the acknowledgement. We like it's not like Ali was saying, like the ancestors they went through something. So yeah, it should be acknowledged, right? So if that pain can be acknowledged all the time, okay, then what is happening where the joys can't be acknowledged? And that's one of the things we try and figure out, because with that particular dynamic, to where if Ali shared something with me, a bucket in the corner, okay, and then it inspires me to go and have a garden in my backyard, to go from yard to table, all right, then at least a thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
A
like you gave me that idea, like,
like at
yeah, and
least a
then
thank
some,
you, like
Can I
right,
get it?
like you inspired
you know,
me, thank you.
Can I
you
get
know,
to the harvest?
like this.
A
Of
harvest. Can I
course,
get can I get half your tomatoes?
of course.
What those
You know,
what are those onions looking like?
I'm
Let me
telling you.
get
So
some.
so that's one example, okay. But it's other things
Mm,
that I like, where I've noticed, where it's just like, okay, it can be shared, but then it's just like, well, I got it from you, but now I'm a whole, you know what I'm saying? Like now I'm a master of this now. All right. But where the seeds start from, like this might be crazy. We got the whole thing where like people would say, people would ask me with the problem, like when we was talking about where you from and stuff like that. And
mhm.
Jazz, I don't know if you caught, I said we from the same place. All right. So in me saying that we from the same place, right? That's acknowledging the start of the idea.
Right.
Okay. So that's the start of the idea. So it has to be acknowledged. It should be acknowledged it don't have to be praised, you know what I'm saying? But it have to be acknowledged. It's a value because it had to start.
Right. It had to start somewhere.
You know, I think where we do have a bit of angst for people to do it is because nobody likes to hear the words "I told you so." I don't know why those words are so negative. I don't know why "I told you so" has become negative. It's actually quite positive. Because somebody shared something with you that you actually went and applied, and what they told you came true, you know, and got you a positive result, beneficial result, success, you know, whatever, however people want to mix it up, you know, but it got you to where you was trying to go. So, you know,
Right.
so I'm trying to actually understand, like, is it the words that we're using? Is it if "I told you so" was, I don't know what we even place with "I told you so." Like, it just shouldn't even, it
I
shouldn't
think
even,
I think there's a
What do
think
you
there's
mean? What are you talking? Like, what do you mean? Like when someone does something, or what do you mean with the "I told you so"?
what I mean by what "I told you so" is like, if someone shares some information with me, some knowledge with me, teaches me how to do something, gives me an
Mm-hmm.
idea. Okay. They say, "Hey, Pearl, you should
Yeah.
so and so and so and so," you know, or what you need to do is, like, I don't care how it come, you know. Honestly, I don't.
Right.
I don't care how it's. I'm not paying attention to. I am paying attention to the presentation, but I'm not overly controlled by the presentation of it. I'm focusing on what's being
Yeah.
said and why is it being said to me, right?
that's the
So,
key.
huh?
That's the key right there.
So when that happens, it's just like everything else. I'm determining whether it's a value to me or not. I may not see the value in it right there in front of me. You know, I know for years I told Ali, like, "Man, all I got is a little spot. I'm in these apartments, bro. I can't do this. I can't do that." And then, you know what I'm saying? He's like, "I'm tired of the crying and you sound like a little girl." Not really. He didn't say all that, but it's like all you need is a bucket in a corner. You know, you could sustain yourself. You could grow some food. You could grow a vegetable. You know, so so that motivation, and that idea led to me saying, "Okay, I'm gonna start gardening. I'm gonna start learning, developing my own green thumb."
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that when I came back, I didn't have a problem with him saying, "I told you so." Like when I grew my first green pepper and was like, "Look, God, I got the green peppers in the corner," you know,
Yeah. You did
like,
it.
and it was like, "Man, thank you,"
It was
you know,
fine.
because it's like if you didn't encourage me and I didn't have someone like you in my life, to to get that knowledge, to get inspired, then I wouldn't even who's to say that I would have got there? Like that would be corny to be like, I would have got there eventually. And that's what I see more of versus the acknowledging that it's people that are sharing things of value. Just what are we paying attention to? Where's our head at? You know, and is it really the problem with the not wanting to hear "I told you so," or is it the problem with? Is it just too many people out here that ain't talking about nothing? That ain't sharing? I mean, is that a thing too? It's a whole bunch of people not saying a whole bunch of stuff that's of value, so people ain't listening, or is it just the people just don't want to? Some people just like, man, I don't care. Like, I don't care what you talking about.
Yeah, I think like truthfully, bro. Like I think it's it's the perceived weight of I told you, right? Like the idea that the person is has power or is oppressor, right? Like it's almost like you're like a parent telling you to do something as a child, as a rebellious child, right? Like you have an idea of something that you want to do, and you tell your moms and your pops, and they like, nah, that's ridiculous. Don't do that. That's gonna get you locked up or whatever. It's just not gonna work. They don't even listen to your plan or your idea. They don't help you. They don't even help you navigate it to even figure out all the avenues. They just straight up and down. I heard what you said. I don't understand it. It's gonna get you killed or locked up. Don't do it. Right? It may not. Right? You know, somebody else go down a path or do something similar, and now it's that, see, I told you so. Is that constant fear of your mom's being right all the time, and you feeling like a child. I think that's the like people want to feel like adults. They want to feel like they made their own decisions. They want to feel, like they want to feel like they gods without actually accepting the responsibility and accountability of of their full potential.
Ooh.
Right? Like they want to cower behind folks and behind words, but not actually take actions, right? And they scared. And I get it, but that's what I really think it is, bro. Like, I think we just running from accountability and responsibility, right? Like the idea of actually doing the right thing. You want to have fun, right? You want to have fun with the idea of the youth, having fun in their 20s because they're going to be too old in their 40s, right? So instead of them, making their bread and stacking early and setting up their lifestyle, so in their 30s and 40s, they can, rock out like rock stars for real, they in debt and hustling backwards, right? It's that's what I think it is. What you think? What you think, sis?
Yeah, I mean, people don't don't people yeah, people don't like to be told, yeah, I told you this was gonna happen, or I told you not to do that, or I told you to do this, uh, you know, because sometimes people think that they're right. People are self-righteous, and sometimes even in a positive, um, people don't want to hear from another person telling them what they should and shouldn't do with their life or their goals or whatever. They just want to live their life how they see fit. And, it is what it is, kind of. But it depends on the person.
Okay, and that's cool that people can do that. People can live like that. But somebody's giving them some information because we learn everything. So
Yeah, true.
so it's like you coming across somebody that's giving you some type of something beneficial in your life. If they're not adding on to your life, then that's for you to decide their value, why you keep them around. And we're not talking about like family, you know what I'm saying? That just, you understand they just family. Like it ain't gonna be nothing else but that. But you're learning from
Yeah,
them
no,
as
but any
well. You're learning from the
any type
family
of,
as well. Go
yeah,
ahead. Go
but
ahead.
like
What you say?
any person, even, I mean, like family or friends or any person that's, in your day to day. I mean, more so friends, not just random people, but, you know, uh, yeah,
Yeah, definitely. So that's what I'm saying. You learn something from, we learn things from everybody, from all experiences. And
right.
no matter how much we've grown, we had to learn it from some point.
Right,
So
exactly.
there's someone to thank for that learning. You know, you have some stuff that you're gonna figure out on your own. A lot of stuff you're gonna figure out on your own, but it's still just taking what you learned and then turn it into your own version of it, your own application of it. So it was still learned somewhere. So somebody still deserves some type of acknowledgement. What Ali was saying is about people being fearful of hearing those words. I can understand why people fear for it. I get that too, because I've been there until I learned that you could learn from everybody, everyone.
Exactly.
everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah, I
know,
think we messenger watch too much, and we don't actually listen to the messages, right? Like I think we focus on which is quite American, right? Like it's quite European. Quote unquote presentation is everything. Is all about faking it to make it. Is all about putting on a good show. Don't let them see you sweat. Uh, a whole bunch of bravado and machismo, right? There's a whole bunch of fakeness, right? Like that is like, and I'm saying like that is all of our culture. Like that is our culture that we do have, right? We are a bunch of Americans,
right?
and which means that there's like we're not, we can't like we're not. There's no, I haven't seen any Black communities that I can say, that's a Black community that stands up and actually that represents. And I see a bunch of places that are designated that look like they are designated for Black people to live and reside. Right. I see that government projects and housing and sectioned off places where people of certain economic, live.
Yeah,
Run that place, is that do they do the majority of those people even attend the town halls or anything that would resemble or be required to consider yourself a part of the community?
yeah. That's something we both will have to, actually do a little bit more research to actually pull up and see, because it isn't public.
It's
It is.
not.
It isn't public. It's not. It's not maybe the couple of communities in Atlanta that everybody know about. That's like, yeah, that's where the Black folks live at. That's rich. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Right, right.
like
I'm
that's the
sure that
only
there's
place I've
places
been
like
that
that.
was like
Like there's
that.
places like that.
I ain't lying. Like,
What?
yeah, like Cascade back in the day, shouted up trying to tell you that's where all the rich Black folks live, man. For real. Like, you
And
know what I'm saying? I never seen that in my life till I
that's
moved to Atlanta, man. Yep. But
Mhm.
and it was a beautiful thing to see. It's just like, wow. I don't know what it looked like today. I ain't been down there in a minute, but definitely that's one of the things that we've been examining, and just trying to figure out, like, okay, is it a problem with the I don't um another another dynamic is cliches, like another layer is like cliches, like are people stuck on their actions, stuck on, because we don't hear this too much more. We don't hear it like a lot. Sometimes you got to take two steps back to take one step forward. Like we don't we don't hear it being said like it used to be said. you know.
Right.
But are people stuck in that
Certainly,
mindset? Are they stuck on that signal, on that frequency?
because they want us to progress so bad, and they're just like, I mean, specifically with that one, I understand what you're saying. Or, you know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I mean, that isn't really a cliche. That's more like a saying about generational stuff. But
That's a
yeah,
cliche.
little things.
It's cliche.
Right, it's a cliche. Yeah, cliche. Okay.
Yeah. Because have you ever stood in one spot and took 2 steps back and then actually took 1 step forward? Like in real life, have you ever done it?
No, maybe if I was dancing, but not any other way.
Try
No.
it. Try it. Try it and mark the floor and see where you at. See if you at where you started when you got puzzled.
I'm
when you
puzzled.
when you figured you needed to figure something out. See if you back there. See if you even there where you said, okay, I need to fix something. Something I'm doing wrong. I need to get something right. I need to stop, pay attention, figure something out. I don't need to do nothing else before I make another step. Do that, and then take 2 steps back, and then 1 step forward, and see where you at. You won't even be where you stopped.
Exactly.
You know, you'll be behind where you stopped. So it's stuff like that. Come on, I know y'all done heard some cliche. I know y'all got some ones that's that one, like I said earlier, I would have got there anyway. No, you wouldn't have.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think
Ask
when
ask
people say
yourself the
that,
question. Ask a person should ask themselves, do I have people around me that's introducing these perspectives already? That's giving me this type of information. If I don't have people already around me that's already doing, if I look at all the smart people I know that I think real smart, if I look at all the people with the money that I think I know, the people with all, are they saying to me, look at yourself first before you even think it's somebody else?
wait, say it again.
Are people, how many people around them on a daily basis have people that encourage them to self-evaluate themselves first?
I wouldn't think a lot. I mean, maybe. Yeah, I mean, it has to be like real people that's like for real down for you, like no matter what. Like, I mean, you could say maybe your family if you have a good relationship with them, your friends, uh, but like really, because you think you have friends. I mean, you have friends. Okay, people have friends in general, but like really someone that could tell you, you know, I see what you're doing with yourself, but you could be so much more. And I want to help you get to that point.
That's one way. Or they could just say, have you ever tried this? Have you ever thought about this? You know,
Mm-hmm.
because they just introducing the perspective. It ain't like they telling you to do something different. They ain't in control of you, remember? But they care about
Right.
you enough to be able to like just share something, you know, because they want to see you win. They don't need a gain from it. They just want to see you win. And I think we missing that. And on a human level, on a human level, I think we missing that of people who genuinely want to see a person win, people they care about, and others. Like it don't hurt you to want to see somebody win. Like that's a happy moment. People winning, you know. Um, but I think so many people are fearful that somebody wants something in return. So
Even for advice though.
that's what adds to that dynamic. Yeah, I'm connecting the dots. That's absolutely, because because feeling like I have to owe you something. Most people, they cool. People cool with who they cool with owing. All right. But some people not cool with owing someone a thank you. And that's where it seems like that's where the disconnect is coming, because if I
That's the mindset.
it's the mindset, right?
Family. I shouldn't have to owe you. Like, we family. We should just do that. It's like we A1 day ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it is. You go back, like, we play cousins, right? Like,
Right.
Everybody. That's what I'm saying, right? Which is why, which is where how you get to somebody in that relationship possibly feeling taken advantage of, right? And then resentment starts to brew in that person's heart. And now in their words and actions towards the other person or other people in general, is like everybody get a big F you, because it's like, man, can't trust nobody. Everybody trying to get me. And they can just go real bad, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, people get bitter.
people get bitter. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, can't nobody live in my house no more.
Right. People do get bitter. And and we ask, is it warranted? Is the behavior correctable from the other people to not, how do we help people? What do we suggest that people do to not feel like that, to be appreciative of, let me not say that, because people do be appreciative. They just don't want to say the thank you. to not
That's wild though.
to
To
not
not even
fear to not fear the thank you, to not fear that I told you so, to want to embrace, like, yes, you taught me something, yes, I learned something, yes, something benefited me, yes, this helped me be better, this helped us be better, this helped me do this and that, I able to took this and flipped it into this, and this what I grew it to, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't have to stay the same way that you gave it to them. Like, nobody that when we born, we change, right? We grow up and stuff, so like, it's no different, but there still should be some type of acknowledgement where it's just, it still shouldn't be difficult or painful to acknowledge. And it seems like that's one of the dynamics, one of the layers that we see within the communication of the people, where it's a lack of that, and it hinders some collectivity.
Hey, God, I'm listening to you, and what I'm is making me think about what you guys said earlier, about the person door for you, the common courtesies.
Mm-hmm.
Have common courtesies for strangers, for common places. But when it comes to the places that are really supposed to be common, like the like, we don't have those same common courtesies for the people closest to us. It's almost as if, like, so what? Like, yeah, you have the door for me.
No, but that's ridiculous. Like, why wouldn't you even say thank you to someone for some small thing or for some big thing? That's just, I mean, it seems like it's common sense or like common courtesy. I don't care if you're my mom or you're my long lost cousin or whatever. Like, I'm gonna be like, thank you, I appreciate whatever. Like, that shouldn't even be a conversation, to be had. Like, nothing is owed to you in this world, nothing at all. Even something as small as whatever, like, just say thank you and go about your day.
Right. So on the common courtesy aspect, we know that people gonna do that daily,
Right.
The common courtesy amongst family aspect, though, amongst family and friends, because we're only affected by this particular thing we talking about with people you directly interact with.
Correct.
We're not affected by this with like the swinging in the doors and
Oh yeah, yeah.
just being a good human being in public. Like,
You're talking
Right.
familiar, close.
yeah, because
Okay, like family and stuff. Yeah.
family, friends, associates,
Close-knit
because
people.
right,
Mm-hmm.
because close knit people, because
Yeah,
that
close-knit.
is who you building with. That is who who you interact with the most. So
That's who you would have your culture with, if we had one, right? Like there would be those people
Right,
specific,
exactly.
right? Because I remember last time you was like, in my family, or not my family specifically, but in a person's household, they might get certain things, right? So it would be those people that culture will come from, not strangers.
Right. So in certain families, it's a cultural thing to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. You don't talk to a person that's older, older than 10 years of, more than 10 years of you without saying yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am. And that's
Mm.
also common courtesy, but it's also a thing in my family. Not my immediate family, but my relatives who live down south. It's like I remember we would go for vacations and everyone would be yes, ma'am, no, sir, this, and we would just be like, yeah, or we'd be like, yes, and people would be looking at us like they don't have any home training, like we're not from here, so that's not our custom to be like yes, ma'am, whatever. Doesn't mean we don't respect you. We just weren't raised to say it like that, you know. But that kind of goes with the same, like saying thank you or have an appreciation for something. It doesn't mean that we're not as, we disrespect the grandparents or whoever is around, because we didn't say yes, ma'am, or it took us a few times before we got used to it, and then we said it, you know. But that's a cultural thing. Um, Down south, I know, and definitely with my relatives, a sign of respect and you know dignity to people. You address them as yes, ma'am.
sidebar real quick.
Yeah.
What age should we be getting called yes sir and no sir? Because I'm just like the 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 80s and 90s and 2000s babies. I don't think we getting called sir and ma'am.
Uh,
No, no, I don't think it's us. I don't think it's us. I think it's like 50 and over, or
50,
someone that's, you know, your parents' friends, you know.
Might go
Uh,
70 and I might go 70 and over. I don't think maybe
yeah, maybe.
65 and older. I don't know.
Yeah, and also it's based on your culture, like your own individual, like, it's not um
I don't know
based
too many young black people though that don't know the difference of when they talking to someone my age and someone twice my age.
yeah,
correct.
no.
You
People,
know,
of course, people know the difference, of course.
like
Yeah.
but I'm talking about like from up north to down south. I've seen that same little dude go do something crazy, like right after they just, you know,
Right. It's like, yes, ma'am, here. I'm
yeah,
talking to you
yes,
across the
ma'am,
street,
yes,
like,
sir, and then they all,
right,
back to doing what they do. So,
right.
so like, you know, we really focusing on like just the personal interaction between the family and friends, like when people share something with you. And why is it so difficult to be able to just acknowledge it, just say thank you, like, yeah, like, cool. And we chopped up a few different things, like um the fear of hearing those words, And that's really what I would like for us to really examine that. Like, where is the fear from hearing those words coming from? You know, where is that? Because if we can figure that out, then we might have a solution or something, or just a working tool or something, you know, some type of resource for somebody to be able to access, you know, something that they can say, okay, well, I may have been feeling like that. I may know somebody that like, damn, like my whole shit going on right now because somebody else, you know, just gave me a little idea. Like, I got this whole online network from a young man I seen online just talking about it. You know,
Wow.
I don't know his
Yeah.
name, but you know, but I was watching the video, you know, and I honestly don't know his name, but I seen it and I was like, man, like I got inspired. You know, I was like, yeah,
Right.
man, you know, and I like the way he delivered the message, you know, the way he was saying it. He was saying what you should be focused on versus what you shouldn't be focused on, you know. So after I heard that, I ain't watching no more of the video, you know. I forgot his name, you know, but there's no slight to him, but I just been so focused on
Working.
DBCHEFTV, you know,
Right.
that but I remember what he says, and you know, if I come back across him, I know that yeah, that's that guy. Um, but I'm like, shoot, like without moms telling me about a dude she dated, you know what I'm saying? Without cuz teaching me this or teaching me that, you know, like I mean, like it's so many people that I give so much credit to, not because I'm trying to get credit for giving them credit. It's because they deserve it. Like, and the things
Right.
that came out of it
Exactly.
were beneficial for me.
Right. And that's what I
You
think
know?
a lot of people don't understand. You just give credit where it's due, not because you want some a thing, you want more credit in return. It's just
Yeah, I
it's
ain't
the
even
thing
looking
to
for
do. It's
nothing.
the right way to
This ain't got
be.
nothing to do with karma. This is give it where it's due.
It's just giving
Yeah,
where it's due.
that's it.
And
Right.
it inclines you to listen to what they have to say again.
Exactly.
You know, like
Right.
because somebody telling you something beneficial, like that don't mean every time they tell you something it's going to be beneficial, but you know, the majority of the time, you know, just keep listening. You know, you never know what you're going to hear that's like, man, yeah, I'm just glad I was paying attention. You know, um, I'm gonna take one of these comments right now.
Okay.
Miss Keisha O'Neill, she says some people only focus on what they need or want and not on being considerate to the giver. Who want to take that?
Exactly. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, Keisha. Definitely. I mean, people, they're just like me, my. They don't focus on, where the thing is coming from or what someone had to do to get whatever. I mean, maybe I'm getting too deep with it, but, you know, they're just in their head, they're selfish about it. And you don't stop and think, maybe I should, say thank you, or maybe I should, show them how I appreciated that, you know.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, some people do only focus on what they on what they need or want. Um I do think that we do have to focus on needs and wants because they important. I definitely think that because our needs are the things that we need and wants are things that we can sacrifice um for the needs or for, you know, not even needing it.
Yeah,
uh
I think the overall tone, at least for me, what I hear is like they only focus on their needs and wants, right? Like they
yeah.
don't consider what they are taking from somebody else, right? They don't know what somebody else had to go through to get what they had to get in order to give it to them. Like that's the part, right? And what Keisha wrote, like they only want what they want. Like that's the part, like, because they don't care about you and your efforts and your hard work. They only are concerned about what they're getting, right? And if you have, so what? They don't even have to wipe your blood up. They don't have to get you no bandages. They don't have to call 911. You good. Do you have what you need, what I need? Yes or no, right?
That's it, right?
You bleeding? Oh man, that's messed up. Can I have that? All right, like that's the part. And I don't know why that is like that, right? Like it doesn't make sense to me because, you know, we beg our bosses for raises, right? We go out of our way to look like we, look, boss, I'm doing more work, right? Hey, supervisor, look, I finished that task on time and early, and look at my presentation. Don't I deserve a raise? Don't I deserve that promotion? Don't I, for strangers, essentially, even though they're close, like supervisors and bosses, but those people are not in your home. Those people are not, loved ones, right? You don't work that hard for, I don't know. It's weird.
It is weird. And that's the part about not being considerate to the giver. Absolutely.
Consideration is everything, man.
Yeah, that consideration, that word.
Gratitude.
Like it's everything.
Yeah, consideration to the giver is that's exactly picking up on your points, Ali. That's exactly where it's dropped. It's always dropped off at that lack of consideration. And because people only focus on they wants or they needs, then they don't consider giving the person who was the giver. Yeah, they don't consider them at all. They don't consider giving them the credit. And or just an acknowledgement, like, yeah, you helped me figure this out. You helped me achieve this. You helped me accomplish this. You introduced this idea.
How about on a different note, like you borrow money from somebody, right? And you say, I'm gonna pay it back in 2 weeks, right? And now you running, right? And now they gotta chase you down, and now a month later, 2 months later, right? Now it's all these stories. I think all that's associated with it, right? Because you came to that person in your time of need and did not consider what they had going on. You said that you'll be able to get it back to them at this particular time, right? Been expecting that back at that particular time to satisfy, where they pulled it from.
Right.
Right. And if you don't show up and make them whole, they are now left bleeding, and you don't care because you got what you need, you got what you wanted, and now you're having big fun somewhere, and you'll get it back to them $10 at a time.
Yeah,
Not
that's
$10
wild.
at a time.
That's wild. That's why I wonder if that's. I've never asked any of my non-African American friends. I've never asked them if when they lend money to their family or friends, does it always come as a lend, but it's really a half? Does it always come as a borrow, or is it really a half? And is and do you get it back in payments? Like, you know what I'm
Get
saying?
it
Like,
back in blue.
yeah, do you get it back in payments? Do you receive it back not how you gave it? You know? And that's something interesting because I see that like that happens just with Black folks a lot, you know.
That's why I don't give anyone money. I don't loan anyone, nobody.
Say he don't get nobody
You
the
gotta
money.
be like, you gotta be my main man, or you gotta be my mom or my brothers, or that's
That's
it.
it.
My dad. That's
That's
it.
good. That's good. Look,
Sorry.
but definitely it's one of them things where we see in, you know, within the culture where we see what is as a culture, where that's something that goes on. And then there's a lack of
Yeah, no,
consideration.
of course.
Like
It's
Ali was
definitely,
saying,
I
like,
feel
oh,
like
you
it's
got it.
cultural.
Like the car ride scenario, like, oh, you got it, you know. So how do that's a layer, you know. What is a suggestion for the oh you got it mindset? You
Oh,
know,
you got it.
oh you
I mean,
got
they're really, listen, I don't
it.
know, because it's like, you
Like,
got it. You can pay that gas. You paying your car note. You'll be all right. You don't
oh
need
you
my
got it.
$10.
That's a
You,
part of the culture too, right? You know, oh you got it, you know.
Yeah, you say the culture. As long as we say in the American culture, then I'm agreeing, right?
Yeah.
wait. African American culture.
I'm
So
saying,
you gotta,
I'm saying this American culture, what you got.
yeah, but
I'm just saying that I've experienced this the most with people of the same hue as me. I have not. I'm not. I'm being I'm being opinionated, specifically geared towards African American interaction based on my own personal experience with people I've lent money to in those situations.
that
That's
I got that. I got that. But I don't want Sister Jazz to leave the show
Mhm.
without us discussing or coming to the conclusion of the Black culture, you know, the African American.
Oh, yeah, no,
yeah.
okay.
That's why we're bringing
Listen,
it
we
back.
could,
That's why I'm saying that's part of the culture, right?
thank you. No, yeah, that is lending money, saying thank you, being punctual, all that. I
Because
mean,
even
it's a lot to talk about.
learned behavior, right? I think even all of our bad behaviors are learned behaviors, right? Think
Oh,
about all
yeah,
think about all the rappers 80s, 90s that use the movies, the Scarfaces and all the most gangsters movies as their personas in their raps and their rap styles and in their lyrics to sell their art, right? They
right. And then they're just at home eating just chilling, like they don't have any type of gangster lifestyle in real life. It's just a whole person. There's a lot of rappers like that. That
Fat
it's a persona.
that is a lie now, right? Fat Joe now talk about 95% of everything he ever said was a lie. Right? He ain't
Right,
never
yeah, I heard that.
said it's crack. He ain't never sold crack. It was
Oh
just
crap.
his butt crack. I'm like, man, you corny.
Mhm. What'd he say? He
Awkward.
said he never did what?
Nothing, bro. He said
Oh
he ain't never.
my.
But he said he killed a fly by accident one time and did the whole Hail Mary. I'm not being funny. I made that whole part up, but I wasn't trying.
Okay.
Right, like.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. We leave dude alone. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, you know, we do get cues. We do be getting cues in the community, in the culture. You know, from those guys. So, you know,
Hey, real quick, hey Jeff
Hmm.
said
Yeah.
that we said that there is no culture based on the definition of the words, based off the definition that we use, like, right? For the
Hmm.
Black and what we have for culture. We took everything that you said, we analyzed
Hmm.
and we actually thought about origination. We thought about who benefits. We talked about how any of those things help move or propel us forward. And based on what the definition said, right? And we tried to stay close to that. And we are saying, like, so there is no Black culture, right?
Oh, there is. There is.
Right. I mean, I get it, right? Like,
it's difficult to define it because it's so not broad, but
bless you.
Thank you. But there's so many layers. We keep saying layers. I like that. Like, you know, the music, the food, the ancestry, the customs, the way we talk to each other, the dialect, all those from different places. That's all what I would say is Black culture. Now I might not even be close to the definition. I'd have to look it up again. But you know, culture is basically, you know, it's who you are, what you stand for, what, you know, what makes you you, or what makes, in this case, blackness black. Or well, that was a different one, but you know, but basically,
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they, you know, will say like white people, or you know, some people that are not Black, they're trying to appropriate, you know, cultural appropriation. That's a perfect definition or example. You know, because I remember one of the Kardashians, they had cornrows, you know, and it was like a big huge thing, like, oh my God, cultural appropriation. Because it's like, okay, is she trying to culturally appropriate? Yes, I do think so in that instance. Like, yeah. But can it be seen as cultural appropriation? Or maybe she just wants to have her hair in braids. She wants to try something different. But it's tricky because it's like, but obviously the whole world knows that, yeah, the whole world knows that Black people started cornrows and, you know, braiding. And, you know, originally it was for slaves, the Underground Railroad. I think they used it as a map or something. I'd have to do more research on that. But basically, that, you know, if a white person gets braids, it's cultural appropriation. But is it the same if, you know, I wear my hair straight? Am I trying to be a white person? Maybe I shouldn't use myself. But, you know, no. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's it's difficult to say whether it is or it isn't. But in certain instances, in certain situations, like hair or whatever, mostly hair, it, I don't know, it's tricky because now, you know, got all these different things we as women can do with our hair. We can wigs, you know, we could have a straight wig, a curly wig, a natural looking wig. It's our hair, we bought it, we paid for it. We don't know what our hair looks like underneath, but it's ours. You know, there's wigs for all different cultures, not just Black women, there's white, all. So, I mean, that's a whole different conversation. But back to the
kind of a part of this conversation, actually. I mean, I'm tracking what you're saying.
okay, yeah, but cultural appropriation is, it's everywhere. I mean, and it's, you know, down to you know, Elvis, his music. Say a lot of his old hits, his earlier hits in the 50s were taken from, you know, down south artists, you know, Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog, um, quote unquote unnamed Chitlin Circuit R&B artists from back in the day. He stole their music and he put himself, I mean, you know, basically stole their music, and now it's on the charts, and, you know, white people are singing it.
Let me actually
And
stop you right there.
yeah.
All right. I'm back, y'all. I'm back. I had some technical difficulties. The screen had actually froze up for a minute. I don't know what was going on.
Nah, hey, real quick. So we talk about Elvis, right? And and this is perfect, right? So
Yeah,
was
and I mean, I like him. I think he's cool, whatever, you know. But
yeah, I like you know, whatever Elvis. uh, but so my question is, would it be Elvis, the singer, the artist, or would it be the record company, the industry, the label that did it? Who would be appropriating the culture? Like if somebody wanted to blame somebody, if you wanted to go march somewhere, would you go to Elvis's house or would you go to, I don't know, the owner of the record company? Like in my mind,
Atlantic Records,
It'd be Atlantic.
the headquarters or something.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be like the record company because they are essentially the puppeteer, the puppet master. Even today, you know,
Real
uh,
quick. Oh,
I
yeah.
would go. I would go shut all the record stores down. I wouldn't go to neither one of them.
so with hip hop, right?
Go to the
So
radio and say, "Why are you playing this? There's another version that came before this that's 10 times better that you don't know about because a black woman, sang it or man, you know."
Oh, okay.
that's what I'm saying, right? Like so with hip hop, if we say that hip hop is quote unquote ours, right?
Right.
But now,
Hold up, don't be coming for Eminem now. Hold on, what you got?
so not don't become famous.
No,
I'm
I'm just kidding. Say whatever you need to say.
saying that the rappers are no different than Elvis, right? And it's the actual industries, and because again, right, a big
Oh, you
time
mean the controlling aspect, the way that their images and all that is being laid out.
images, lyrics, the art itself. I'm saying everything that the product. Maybe that's. I'm not going to use the
Okay.
word. I'm gonna say the word. I'm gonna say
Yes,
product.
the product. Okay, that's good. Definitely. Yes.
Product. So if we are not in control of the product that quote unquote is ours, is it ours? Is somebody appropriating something that we don't control? Right? Like again, is the
I know that. I know the answer to that. God, it's not ours. Entertainers have been hired.
tied, right?
So like, so like,
Paid to sing these songs, they get paid to perform, they get paid to put on this.
Right. Right. And it's only at a certain level that some artists, chosen artists, get to actually do or, put out music that they really are feeling, that they really believe in. It takes a while for them to or they have to have a certain level of control
But which
somehow,
one of the artists represent the people? Which artists are the people's artists? You know what I'm saying? Like the ones that we can say that hip hop is my hip hop. That is
the people's artists. Oof.
You mean like someone that's living what
Don't
they're
know who that
rapping
is.
about, or
it's okay, living what they rapping about. Somebody
or
that
I would say Gucci Mane.
Gucci, the people's artist. I
Yeah, a little bit.
don't think
I would
that's what the
say,
guy was talking about, but
I know, but I'm just saying
well, cool,
Gucci.
okay.
Um,
He got his people. He got his people. He take care of. That's fair. But when we talking
right,
about,
like,
overall effect, um,
is so I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know any Gucci Mane music at all. But I'm gonna assume, based on what Pearl said, he has his group of people that he speaks to. Is that group of people, the Black community?
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
I
Yeah.
mean, but
But
well, let me say this.
the
Yes,
understand,
yes, and but the hip hop community, because Gucci Man global, like he not,
Yeah, he is global.
yeah, like he not just
I mean, I don't,
from East Atlanta no more, for real. Like yeah, he Gucci Man. So
Yeah.
so it's
But more
different.
so
So he has
between him.
influence. That's what
Yeah,
if
he
that's
does
the
have
ultimate
influence.
question, yes, he has influence. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not saying everybody gonna go crash out and do whatever Gucci Man say. I don't think so.
No,
But
no, not like that.
you know,
But he's a popular, like, he
people
has his
taking
fan
cues.
base.
People taking cues. You know, if Gucci Man say something good, it's some folks that's listening to it that some people will pay attention to it and they will, they will go examine it. And they'll give the credit. I heard that from a Gucci Man song. But your homeboy, you know what I'm saying? But your homeboy say, man, hey, I don't know what you got going on, but you might want to try so and so and so and so. Like, I did it. It was, it worked for me, bro. They don't want to do that though. That's a problem.
yeah,
That's a
Right.
problem because the thing that the homeboy is suggesting is more realistically obtainable than
correct,
what
Right.
Gucci Man is saying.
correct.
Or any other rapper. We ain't picking on Big Gucci, Big
Right.
Goo Wop.
Any or
You know what I'm
singer,
saying?
yeah.
He was
But
every all of them. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Gotcha.
but any rapper, you know what I'm saying? Then what any rapper is saying, it'll probably take you more time to obtain something that they talking about, than something your homeboy is telling you that's right there in your face that you just have to learn something and do it. Because you still have to learn something and do what they saying. Even if it was something brand new, you don't know.
And then what do you do when they come out? They lied about everything.
Wait, hold on. What? You mean like Fat Jim?
So if Rico is real and the judges are using people's lyrics to lock them up, you either did those things or you didn't do those things.
Oh yeah, like that's wild nowadays.
You see
You
what I'm
know what
saying?
I'm saying?
So
That's wild.
I think
But I mean, like
Hold up. Now we talking about RICO cases now? Hold on.
no, not so much the Rico cases. We talking about um the effects of doing these things,
correct.
like
But
and
listen,
how like okay, so like there's no so let's dial it in a little bit. There's no forward thinking when these things take place. So like if I'm rapping about crimes I committed, you know what I'm saying, and I'm glorifying that, then one, there's no self accountability. All right. Two, is
hmm
there is a case to be made that that person does not have the ability to learn from observation because everybody else that did it is dead or locked up. So what make you think your outcome gonna be different? You
Correct.
know,
because you're a rapper and you're famous. Yeah, but still,
but you have to do all these things before you get famous. You can't be famous. You could be a rapper, but you can't be famous until you get some money, and then the whole thing happens. The whole fame thing happens. You have to be marketed to be famous.
Correct.
right?
So
Exactly. To be
that is a
marketable.
yeah. So like there's a level of finance, economics that has to be behind you to elevate you to that before you can be famous. Nobody's famous without a whole bunch of money put into their brand marketing.
Correct.
Nothing is famous without that. Um, but those residual effects of where like yeah, it's cool to listen to what a rap dude say, but it's not so cool to listen to what your brother who's right there, or your homeboy, or your cousin, or nephew, niece, aunt, uncle, your woman, your husband, your wife, you know, none of them people, none of them people, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
listen to Jada and Will. We'd rather listen to Steve Harvey's and celebrities tell us, you know, the right way to do life, right? Instead of the person next to you that's doing it with you.
Right. Right. So, you know, so to me, I'm really thinking that accountability, maybe self accountability, maybe a weak area that we seeing socially. I remember, pardon me, Ali, you saying like it's no shame anymore. You know, like people ain't ashamed of nothing. Like, so what? You know, I don't care. You know, I'm of this, I'm of that. You know, I don't care what you think. Blah blah blah. And sometimes that could be overdone.
That's the problem. It's overdone.
Yeah, like sometimes that could be way overdone because you know you should care about how somebody think about you. Like we ain't saying you gotta care about the whole world with everybody think about you, you know. But I mean, we don't have social scores yet, you know what I'm saying? But like,
you know,
you know, but like, you know, you should take some consideration into that, especially when specifically we're talking about when people introduce things to you that are of value, that benefit you, that help you, that make you better, that make you think outside the box, that help you put together things and, you know, grow and be a better person, improve, self-improve. You know, what if you around that person or you no longer around that person, but you got to experience them, you know, it was something of value that you still took with you, that you implemented, and you're able to see the fruits of that. You know, we have these things from passed down from elders, people we grew up with, all that stuff, you know, but I always will challenge some people to be like, hey, have you told somebody thank you that you know you wouldn't have made it through any situations where you at right now if they wouldn't have said something, if they wouldn't have did something, that something that they gave you of value, you still apply to this day. It's still beneficial to you. You know, tell that person thank you. Appreciate that person. You know, you don't have to do nothing more than that. You know, like when you say appreciate that person, like just a thank you is enough. Just an acknowledgement is enough. Because 9 times out of 10, that person, and we always leave that room for one, that error. 9 times out of 10, those people want to see you do well and do not care about you doing anything for them back. Period. They just really want to see you be the best version of you. And they happy that they got some information that somebody shared with them and they was able to apply it. And now they can share it with you, you know? So
but now it means twice.
Say that again, God.
That now it means it worked twice, right? It worked for me and it worked for you. So it's like, yo, that's like a super winner. You're gonna tell somebody else, it's just gonna keep working.
Right. And that's no different even if you learned it yourself, right? Even if it was something that you learned yourself and then you still taught somebody else, you still introduced the idea to somebody else. You know, it's helping to building one another. Everybody's building together collectively. But I don't know. That's just one of the layers one of the few layers, and then we touched on so many things as far as man, as far as it being really confusing as to why it's so difficult for us to just, you know, as the societal culturally in the Black community, just acknowledge being able to give credit to one another when you building something, when you're trying to build something. I think because we don't build enough things together, that's another thing too that stops it.
Mm-hmm.
That's causing it to be a problem. If we built more things together, if there was more collective works, then people may be a little bit more inclined to, to want to thank somebody because they in a constructive environment. I think so many people be in bad environments all day long, and it doesn't promote this type of healthy social communication. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or healthy social activity.
That was perfect.
And I think if we, just that's why we just exchange insights so we can just, try to figure out something that we can look within ourselves first. Start with ourselves first and figure out like, am I tripping?
Mm-hmm.
But am I being considerate enough? Am I taking into consideration this person and what they've done? Or am I just gone with it? I'm just gone. Like, well, thank you for that. Okay, cool. On to the next. Be the next user of the next person.
Which is what we learn from capitalism, right? We gotta get out, right? By any means necessary, buy low, sell high.
Buy low, sell high, right?
We gotta take advantage, right? We gotta, as little of our own effort possible, right? Maximum results, right? It's I get it, but it's kind of warped to me, right? Because what you were saying earlier about a little while ago, it seemed like we spend so much time looking at the Joneses, trying to keep up with the Joneses, but those Joneses are literally somebody else and not your own people, right? Like what you say, we don't build anything together. We're not trying to keep up with each other. We're not trying to improve and build with each other. We're trying to use each other, keep up with somebody else to another status. So it's like we value our own efforts and our own selves until we are accepted, in another, right. Like, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but when you said we don't build enough together, that's what I thought about. I thought that again we can use each other, but the whole time we're just trying to piece our puzzle together in our heads what we need. And I need this piece from you and that, this piece from, and I don't concern myself with what you might need or what you had to do to get it. That don't matter. The only thing that matters is what and then once that, my puzzle will look like standard. And I will be
right. And that seems to be what's continuing. That seems to be the continuing behavior that everyone keeps experiencing over and over and over again. And we just trying to peel back the layers. Like, I mean, we honestly can go 4 or 5 shows deep into this, topic right here, because it's so many things that are they helping us or hurting us? And I think that's really, that's the stuff that we really need to pick out. Like, really need to pick out the stuff that we see that's helping it, and examine it and see, like, is it helping or hurting? And I had to ask that question, like, is this helping? Is this helping? Can anybody from any, Black or African American perspective look at the Black community, the Black culture, right, and see the what things that we practice are helping. What things that are being practiced daily are helping the advancement of that. Just shit, I ain't even gonna say advancement. I'm just gonna say maybe the
Amen.
the
National
structure of it.
advancement ability.
Because I'm trying to act like it exists. And and in order for these things to exist, you need this stuff we talking about. You need, it needs to, because, and that's the only reason why I'm not qualifying it to exist, because these things aren't being done. Like, the actions have to be reflective in order for it to be a real thing. And if
Exactly.
yeah, and if your actions aren't reflective of it, you know what I'm saying, then somebody lying, you ain't on the same frequency, so your actions have to match it, or else it's not, we're not gonna get anything done. We're not gonna get anything done productive, because the other person needs to reciprocate. It's not just they doing it, it's we doing it together.
Right.
So
It's a team effort.
so when they give that action, right, when they give that action, it's received with love, and they know that that same thing is going to come back to them, but they're not expecting it. They just confident in knowing that that's how we rock together. you know a lot of people have that. Thieves have that. Sometimes when it's a group of thieves, teammates have that camaraderie. um it's military teams that have that camaraderie. you know we call it cohesiveness, togetherness. you know I don't see none of that, because you need that as a function of progress, of community.
Exactly.
And that has to be the
It's when
culture in order for you, because culture is sustained. That's something that's continual. you know um Ali was speaking about the djembe and the drum and stuff like that. I'm not I want to clear this up too, because he made a very, very valuable point about the djembe and the drum and stuff, and how that's considered to be, culture, Black culture, African arts, African culture. I'm with all that. And I truly believe that Africa has a culture, for
oh
sure.
yeah.
Um, and I'm talking about, when I'm speaking of the continent of Africa, they have a culture, and those countries within that continent, those many countries, they have their own individual cultures, tribal and stuff like that. And we looking at our tribal culture over here. So it's not a comparison. It's saying this what we doing now. It's not negating, the Congo. It's not negating the djembe. It's not negating Sankofa. It's not, negating the Middle Passage. It's not negating none of that stuff. It's saying this what we dealing with right now, and these have been the effects. People not even acknowledging that stuff like it was like before no more anyway. Not commonly. So what are the effects of what we got going on right now? The effects of what we got going on right now is people don't even want to acknowledge the fact that they able to learn something from, that we able to benefit from each other. People don't even want to acknowledge the fact that we able to benefit from each other. That's something that we're going through right now, that's affecting and hindering any possibility of a Black community or Black culture right now. And this one right here too. But remember, we can't agree on anything. And that's the main one right there.
That's the thing, right? Like, you know.
And we like, how do we get that? How do we get to that? You know, we can pick out all the other stuff. Like I made a comment to a YouTuber before. I told him, I said, like, you always talk about the problems, but you don't never offer no suggestions or no, you know, no possible solutions and stuff like that to try to,
Right.
you know, give people some type of guidance to. It's just always we did we this, we didn't get this, we didn't get that, we didn't get this, we didn't get this. They do it. And I understand that, like, it's truth in that. Okay. The thing is, it's like the people still need to figure out how to cope with it, you know, how to work through it, not to just be angry about it,
Correct.
you know, not to just be mad. Because then when they just be mad, then grandmama and auntie and them, they got to now, hopefully they got some transportation because all the goods and services in the community been destroyed. So now they got to get across town to try to get the stuff that they need. That's not the result. That don't work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, meanwhile, the companies just collect insurance, and guess what? We ain't opening that back up in y'all community.
Correct.
So how do you know what I'm saying? So like that ain't it. We got look at ourselves and say, how am I treating you? You know, how do I treat my brother, my sister, my neighbor,
Right. My fellow person.
my fellow human being? You know what I'm saying? How do I do that? What's my nature? You know? So that's just where I'm like, I don't know. We peeling back the layers, examining all these things that we see, but you know, everybody seems to talk about the other stuff, but not really talk about what the individual can do that will possibly begin to, you know, help the collective just through their own exemplary action. You know, because pretty soon, if everybody starts doing it, then it becomes culture.
Right. Exactly.
It'll become culture. And it doesn't seem like we having conversations that are mystical, you know, or mythical. Like they tripping. That'll never happen. Aliens.
Not alien.
You know, man, I be man. What I wish I would look like trying to spend at least $50 of my little change with another black business. I wish I would look like calling one of these dudes that done share some information with me and tell them thank you. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would look like, you know, buying my lady some flowers. You know,
That's ridiculous. That
like
sounds
come
ridiculous.
on, you know.
I wish I would give my grandma some money. I wish I would.
Now, I mean, they got
That's
that covered.
There's also a era or air of I just lost what I was going to say. Oh man, my bad. Go ahead. I messed up just that quick.
No, but they got that covered. Like the money thing, you know, because that's what it's all, you know, it's the run my bands up, buy my mama house, spend money with this, and then you know, so those things are covered. It's just some of the other social behaviors that's like not allowing success in other areas. So like um if I promote infidelity, right, then I'm not promoting healthy relationships.
Correct. That's true.
You know? So why would I promote infidelity? You know what I'm saying? But then I gotta, but then for me, I need to have a healthy relationship
Right.
because I'm getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm getting paid to, now is there a way for me not to get for me to still get that same amount of pay and not have to promote the infidelity? Or is that, or do I have to just take the mindset of, well, if I don't do it, somebody else gonna do it, so I might as well go ahead and just get the money because my family need the money.
Yo, so if you don't really do it, but you're just saying it, and now the society is moving like that, and now it's the culture. Is it really the culture if you're not doing it and you're just saying you're doing it, but everybody else is doing it? Like,
Say that again.
so
Right.
just follow what you're saying, right? Like, so you selling infidelity, but you absolutely need to maintain a familiar structure, right? Like you got your family, but you are absolutely selling the death to family. If everybody is singing your songs and screaming to the top of their lungs and blogging and having all these interactions on social media on that topic, and now there's a whole quote unquote movement or wave based on that energy that you put out, did what you just do just become the new culture, even though you're not practicing it? Right? Like, how real is that if you're not practicing it?
Well, I
The
mean,
people who listening to it don't know that though.
That's
right. They
they
have no idea.
don't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's to Charleston's white point, when he said he didn't realize that Ice Cube and them wasn't gangsters. You know.
That's my point, right? Like, because everybody is being gangsters following these cats that's not gangsters. Our communities look like hoods and thugs based on portrayals from the movies and the videos, but nobody that makes the movies or the videos or the music or the art actually still lives like that, want to live like that, may have never ever like nor are they their children to grow up in environments like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, is that really culture if the messaging is a lie in itself, right? If the people are following a false shepherd, I mean, I guess they still following the
Not
shepherd.
shepherd.
Yeah, because
No,
now
I'm
their
kidding.
actions. Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
but
Dad.
some people are living like that. A lot of people aren't, or a lot of rappers aren't, but a lot are, and a lot of regular everyday people are still living that life. That there's enough of them that are, influencing people, regular people today. You don't have to be a rapper to influence someone. You could just be like, the neighborhood dope boy that's, on the block and people see you with the big car and the money, you know, and you influence people and that's your real life. So, you know,
Boys ain't been making money since like 2000, like early 2000. Like they stopped making money a long time ago.
What's that, God?
Dope boys,
wait, what?
like,
Nah.
Really?
like that's why they got dispensaries now, right? Like,
Oh no. No, it's other, it's, trust me, it's way more stuff going on out here now.
way more.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
Yeah, it's
I
way
mean,
more
it's
stuff
more than just
like,
weed. It's,
yeah, it's not it's called
yeah,
cannabis. But
Right.
uh
yeah, cannabis.
but
Whatever, cannabis. Yeah,
and
there's,
it's almost federally scheduled. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's get that on the schedule. Let's get that off the federal schedule. And
But all those things mean though that the dope boy don't have those big cars no more, right? Because
they
if
do. They do
yeah, they
like
do.
They
Because
do
they
like
not selling cannabis, they selling
it's a
other stuff.
yeah, it's a that F word. We not gonna say nothing about it. We not gonna promote that. We ain't gonna give it no line, no light.
Yeah, no.
But that is really damaging. And shout out to love and prayers and healing and health to anybody out there that's going through a situation or may have lost their loved one dealing with that nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But man, they getting some money. Like they get money like crazy. You know, like it's almost unbelievable sometimes to be like you know how long it took us to you know what I'm saying, to like really try to get up that type of money. Like back in
Right.
the
Like,
day,
I went to
man.
college
Like
for 4 years. I still don't make a lot of. I mean, it's a whole different career,
I'm
but
talking about these the youth in the streets. Like it's
oh,
different.
right.
Um, but they are taking cues from their influences, whether it be,
Right.
you know, the big homie around the neighborhood, you know,
Mhm.
and it may not be all the big homies. Some of the big homies might be on some, you know, some positive, but
Right.
you know, sometimes there's a level of discipline that has to be um, considered when you say I'm not going to do something, and when you make that choice, then you have to accept the discipline that comes with the thing that you are going to do. And a lot of people have difficulties with that because the other thing is easier,
Mhm.
even though it looks like I may have um, I may have a safer opportunity on this side. It's not going to be as easy and quick. And a lot of people want easy and quick.
No
You
work.
know, no work, but not realizing like it's a bunch of work that come with it. You know, like it ain't just, you know, that's how I always joke and say my
That
ops.
one step forward thing, right? Hustling backwards, right? They not putting right work.
The light work. Say that again, God. I ain't hear you.
So they're not putting in the right work.
The right work. The right work. Okay.
And
Yeah.
like they listening to the wrong people and doing they're making moves, but that's what you said earlier about taking 2 steps back and going 1 step forward. Like folks is literally doing that, right? Like, and they think they doing something, right? And they're not realizing that, yo, man, like you behind, and you keep going behind and further back, right? Like you're not actually assessing where you are and what you need to do to move forward. Like you're not taking the good analysis of the situation, right? You just reacting and looking for the quick fix, and there are no quick fixes.
Mm-hmm.
They're just choices and decisions.
That's it.
Yeah. I gotta get off, guys, but gotta get offline. But
Okay. So
I'm
look,
glad that
Jazz.
we
No, Jazz. Quick before you go. All right.
okay.
Before you go, because we're not gonna close the show. You never know. We might come back and do this again. All right. We're gonna do
Part
Cigar Sunday
2.
again, but we might do part 3. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Last time we closed the show, we said there wasn't a black culture because there were certain things that haven't been exemplified that will qualify the black people as having a black culture or black community. Myself and the guy Ali Dawu El said that there isn't a black culture or black community based on those set of uh, that set of comparison that we were making, those particular things that we were using to make our comparison. So based on tonight's conversation and the things that we have, where do you stand on what is your current position on if we have a black culture and a black community in America?
Oh, we definitely do. I feel that just with our conversation, getting a better, vibe, with your guys' opinions on the community, because obviously everyone's individual community is small, and whatever we can peel back the layers of, from the Black community of the South, Black community of Atlanta, Pittsburgh, what have you. But there's definitely a Black culture. Oh yeah, from the food to the hair to the way that we, even some of the things, the way we raise our kids. Like there are just certain things about us as a people that are ingrained in our culture. And it's a little bit, I mean, it's so much to go through, but we definitely have a culture. It's very widespread because, we're all over the place. We're, one thing that's prominent in the Black culture in the South might not be as prominent in the Black culture in New York. Doesn't mean that it's not a part of the Black culture, but it's just a different part of the world, and a different way of expressing it. Even, that goes along with dialect and, you know, food, everything that makes a person who they are as a Black person, African American, whatever you choose to call yourself. Um, yeah, there's definitely a Black culture. And then, yeah.
Okay. All right. But then we wanted to get your take on it. So that's 2 for no. That's a big 1 for the yes. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna give you the we needed a clean sweep. So you got the convincing power right now. So we're gonna keep the conversation going. Because I know I need some convincing.
All
you know,
right.
because those things I see them, and I see them as American culture. You know, I
Hmm.
see them as things I participate in myself. Um, but I really would like to be able to bring those things together that you explain with the things that we see, um, could also be sprinkled into that mix to see what
Hmm.
type of result we could actually have collectively, because we doing good at those things that you spoke of. Like, those are things we all enjoy, we all love. you know um I love my lady when she has her hair done and stuff like that. We love those things that
Right.
that our women do to beautify themselves. We love them
Right.
things. um but we ain't got no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
plenty of
Yeah.
fine sisters, fine brothers, you know what I'm saying, to go around the collective. We got that on lock. Some of the other stuff, our food, we got that on lock. Some of the, style, we got
Yeah,
that on
too,
lock.
the other stuff like the business and like technology and making money and financial, all that stuff, we need to like assimilate that to our culture somehow. I don't know. I mean, there's
And that's
strategies, but those are bigger things that can help our culture, thrive and be bigger in the world, more successful, and, not have to go to a person not of color for a loan, or whatever, so yeah.
yeah. So, we got certain stuff we got, but thank you for that, Jazz. And we will see you next Sunday. You please have a positive and productive start to your week. And thank you for all your
Thank
insights this
you, you
evening.
guys.
All
All
right,
right, you
sis.
guys have a nice night. Thank you. Bye bye.
Peace, Jazz. Yeah.
Man,
We
just
in,
move, man.
huh?
Not moving. Oh man. I
Yeah.
think, you know, every time, when you had the technical difficulties, she and I had a little dialogue and it was good, right? I I still don't disagree with her. At the same time, I'm just trying to find the value, right? Like she just said, like if we can learn to move those financial aspects into our culture, those things would be positive, right? If we start moving things that help us collectively, because to where it wouldn't matter north or south, like where we wouldn't have regional differences, right? Because even those things, to say that, down south culture is different from up north culture, for me is kind of wild because most of my family specific came from down south, right? So they would have the yes ma'am, no sirs, and all that stuff when they went up north, and would have had to make the choice to abandon that lifestyle for a different lifestyle, right? To keep up with these Joneses. Again, there was nothing that at least in my family that was kept from the south to the north that translated as this is what we do. So I don't know. We got more to talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna have to peel back more layers.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely gonna have to peel back more layers. But but wrapping up, man, it's just so much to talk about. I can't wait. We're gonna keep going. Because there's so many different things, so many, I mean, like we really live in it every day. Personally, professionally, it's like you just can't get away from it. And it's kind of like one of them things, like when you see, it's just like, man, you could just do one thing. Like we could change this one little thing, like,
we just agree on one thing.
If we could just do this different, if we could just do this one little thing different right here, that's it. Promise you I promise you we'll get a different result. It's the same thing with like sharing information to someone, and it's like, I promise you, like if you just try this thing different right here, like even food, like I know that growing up, my grandmother was taught how to cook from the women who taught her how to cook. So the way she prepared certain things, I ate it because we ain't had no choice. And enjoyed it, but not all the time. As a child, you picky too.
Correct.
But you mostly like sugar as a child. Like you just want something sweet, So it's like it ain't to take nothing away from grandmama cooking, but the way certain things were prepared, like vegetables in particular, certain ones, they was boiled, So because they was boiled, everything don't taste good boiled. So I had a preconceived notion when I went to culinary school, and they were teaching us how to prepare certain dishes, particularly certain vegetables. During that time, I already was like, oh, we get ready to make this. I ain't even gonna like it. I don't care how they telling us to cook it, because all I ever had was if we boiling it, that's gonna be nasty. I can't even believe y'all making this. That's in the brain. But then you learn alternative ways of preparing something, and now you completely enjoy that same thing now because you were introduced to a different idea of how to prepare it. Now it's the same vegetable. Okay. It just was prepared different. Now you enjoy it. But somebody had to introduce that perspective of how to look at it and not to be closed-minded of it. so you could actually take the time and learn it, apply it, and then get a desired result from it, you know? And that to me is the same thing as acknowledging when a person shares something with you that you're actually able to take and apply and get that same value out of it. It's no different. Appreciate it, say thank you, but realize the value in the relationship that you can build something with that individual, because they shared something with you that helped you be better or grow or develop.
Yeah.
You know, like, and they ain't have to do that. They could have just said, you know what, fuck, you know what, you figure it out. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? You just figure it out. They could just watch you, you know, swimming in the same space or running in the same spot the whole time. You know, and often I don't think that it's communicated to enough to us to, like the comment said, be considerate of the giver.
Powerful. Powerful. Consideration is everything, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, bro, you hit it on the head. And I think, and even, you know, with consideration, you know, being everything, that's why this conversation is going to have a part 3 and a part 4 and possibly a part 5, right? Because, you know, we're going to all need to have consideration, right? And understanding, right? To come to some kind of consensus or conclusion for real, right? Or even a understanding of desire, right? Or expectation management, right? Because a lot of, you know, the sis would say a lot of individual talk, and you know, and I'm you know, it's hard to find commonality in individualism, right? Like that's hard. It can be done, it's doable, but it requires work. People that's looking for things that's fast and easy may not necessarily be in position or desirous to do more work.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I don't know, man. We gotta be willing to work.
Gotta do the work. You know, that's another cliche. The plan change. The plan can change, but the goal don't. That's false. The plan don't never change. You gotta do the work.
Gotta do the work, man. Like,
go. The plan don't never change.
Just because it's hard, you still gotta do it.
Still gotta do it.
Still gotta complete this step to get to the goal. Like, you still gotta follow the plan.
Still gotta follow the plan.
Right. But we say these things, right? That's what I'm saying, right? Like, we do a lot of talking. And that's what I was gonna say earlier, right? Like, it feels like, you know, we wanna do more. We want to do more saying stuff and more telling people and more pointing. We don't want to feel like somebody told us something, right? We want to be the ones that have all the answers. We want to be the person that somebody says, "Oh, that person, you're deep, you're wise." We want to feel like we're the smartest person in the room, and that's kind of crazy to me a little bit. But I think that got a lot to do with it, right? You know, it's always a whole bunch of one-upmanship. But if I tell you something, you gotta tell me something better than what I just told you.
Mm-hmm. It's even competing in communication. Competing in communication. Yeah. Not listening.
Right. Like, but did you hear it though?
Huh?
But did you hear what I said though? Right?
Did you hear what I said though? Right? Not listening.
Uh,
Yeah. And that's a big thing. I had issues with that, but I've learned to be better with being a better listener.
yeah, that's
You
important.
know, in my own experiences, definitely. And it is of value because then you can actually communicate effectively. You know, if it's something that needs to be addressed, you can actually address it. You can do what's good for it. You know, you can actually do what's right by it, or what's considerate by it, by the information. It helps. It
Yep.
definitely helps. Yeah, it definitely helps. Yeah, but I think, and if you got anything else,
I'm good, bro.
we're gonna go ahead and call it the evening. I want to thank everybody for joining us again. Please join us again right back here on Cigar Sundays Live next Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, make sure to like and share the video. Also, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification game. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description to soulentities.com, DBCHEFTV gift shop, and I am Jazz Garcelle. We have plenty of wonderful gifts. The holidays coming up. We talk about supporting each other, supporting Black businesses. You got 3 of them right here. You know, don't break the bank. But we appreciate the love, and everyone have a positive and productive start to their week. And we will see you next week right here on Cigar Sundays. Peace, family.
Peace.
Yeah. Tonight, babe, something real special. But you know, it's really special when you touch me. It's like I'm comfortable, can't let you go, 'cause you were here.